Chris Paul, he at that age, man. I think he's been in the league a extremely long time, and he's been very productive in the league. But his time is came and gone, man. I think Phoenix knows that they definitely overpaid for him, but they were able to get a couple good years out of him. They were able to make it to the finals, and their window is gone, man. Their window is gone.
Their window is gone, and for Phoenix, I think everything you could have hoped for, you got. Y'all just didn't finish. And
Didn't finish.
and we don't even have to take that away from. We don't even have to put that on Chris Paul. Like he did his job in like helping guide the troops there. Like, all right, D-Book, it's time for you to kill. Aiden, you supposed to be like, you want this contract franchise, like it's time for y'all to like go. You know what I'm saying?
25-12, we need it every game.
Every game, like not
like
maybe
literally every game, not
every
maybe.
game.
We need it every game.
But no, that's not popular opinion. I don't know how soon it will surface. A surface at all across people's feeds, but DeMarcus Cousins, he was just on the Out of Pocket podcast, real good podcast. He was just on the Out of Pocket podcast, and he was just like, "Hey, bro, I ain't trying to be rude. I ain't trying to be mean. I ain't trying to like talk down on nobody, but I'm just trying to like be real because I love basketball and like I don't understand these conversations." He said it out of his mouth. Why is Chris Paul a top 5 point guard? I'll wait. He said that himself. He was just like, I don't get like he don't have no MVPs, he don't have no championships, and we just was to like put him over all these premier point guards who do have championships, who do have accolades, who do have MVPs. Like,
are we talking about right now, or are we talking about all time?
All time. He was talking about all time.
Well, if we gonna make that argument, and I'm just going off what DeMarcus Cousins said, like
that's weird.
John Stockton don't have any championships, and John Stockton damn sure ain't got no MVP.
But John Stockton wouldn't be top five either.
What?
Point guards?
John Stockton ain't no top 5 point guard all the time.
So who you gonna put him over?
Yeah, you got a lot of point guards, brother. A lot of them.
He's a top, like positional point guard, but not
like
top
I'm talking about
point guard.
Prototypical floor general, pass first point guard. Get not a basketball player masquerading as a point, but you really a 2 or you really a 3 or a 4.
Right, because so that's where it gets like milky and muddy, because in that same conversation, it was just like, oh well, like what about AI? And it's just like, nah, AI wasn't no real one guard.
True too.
You know what I'm saying?
AI
it's like
a true 2.
Right, true exactly. 2. So it's like masquerading as like a 1, but it's like, yo,
now they put him at the point.
Yeah, but it's like, yo, that's Eric. That's Eric Snow.
That's Eric Snow job.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like if you want to categorize point guards, okay, who's the best all-time scoring point guard, right? Then there's a category for that. Who's your best top 5 floor general point guards? Then there's your category for that. But if you like, but if you strip everything,
top 5, period. Top 5.
That's
period.
what I'm saying.
You don't make top 5 period.
A lot of people are gonna have Chris Paul.
Isaiah is my first.
And they top 5, bro. Like
no,
this,
he's not
floor general point guard.
Magic Isaiah is in my top 2, and I'm sure you go Magic and Isaiah.
And Steph is automatic. He's like grandfather in that top 5.
For sure. Nah, most definitely.
Steph is grandfather than anybody's top 5 who like not even loves basketball. Just know basketball.
He just got to sit at 5. He don't even have to finish on 1. He got to sit at 5 at least.
Yeah, he's just grandfathered in there. That's like around
5 at least.
Yeah, 5 at minimum. Like 5 at the least. So that's
at the worst. Yeah, at the worst.
At the worst.
But I like your point about John Stockton, because if John Stockton is here, my man, Chris Paul.
Bro, he leads the league in assists by a long shot. I don't really think that record is really going to be touched, to be honest. Unless Bron decides to pull a Brady and play till he's 45, he may have a shot at it then. But honestly, that how far his assists are compared to the closest next person is like
It's like
actually
50 assists.
insane. It's like unreal. It's not 50 assists. It's way more than 50. But it's just unreal, like the gap that he has between the next closest person. But man, DeMarcus Cousins making a Patrick Beverly point, like he's a cone. But I'm not gonna disrespect Chris Paul because young Chris Paul will give you 45 and 13 comfortably. Like I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean, there was a time in his career where he was supposed to go
Paul.
get a
He
championship.
talk about floor general all the time. You got to think
Hornets.
about
Chris Paul was different.
There was a time in his career he was supposed to go win a couple of championships with Kobe Bryant, Paul Gasol. The league said no, y'all not gonna terrorize the league like that.
So David Stern, more specifically, rest his soul, said no, and I wish he hadn't, because Kobe Bryant would live. And you know why they did that? David Stern, and this is me being a conspiracy guy. I'm big on conspiracy, so I think deep down, not even deep down, immediately David Stern knew, oh my God, this is gonna be a threat to whose legacy? Michael Jordan's legacy. We are shutting that down. You think you're going to go over here and get the prototypical point guard that you've always needed in your career to elevate you and be, man, you crazy. You got to think about it. Chris Paul, and the reason I'm going to put Chris Paul top 5 point guard, you got to think about it, bro. As much as we love Steph, and Steph is the greatest shooter ever, bro, Steph Curry ain't never made an all-defensive team not 1 year in his career ever. Well, Chris Paul would strap up on defense, bro. You wasn't bullying Chris Paul. Not back in the grip, not no young Chris Paul, bro. He's made all defensive team multiple times in his career, multiple times steal leader. Like these are just the facts. Like he was a well-rounded 6 foot point guard. Like let's call a spade a spade. So like for my money, off that alone, I would put him top 5, but he's had some of the more epic meltdowns in NBA history in regards to winning and being in a position to win, whether that be with the Clippers, the Rockets, and just recently Phoenix. At all his stops, seemingly, he's wet the bed.
I'm gonna say
I feel like he's doing that with being one of the top 5 quarterbacks. I think he's doing that right now, being one of the top point guards with his career. Right now, he's wetting the bed on his legacy by just continue to play and just continue to lose. Like he never won nothing. That's what I mean. If he won something, it'd be different. But he's never won nothing.
Talking about Tony Romo.
Well, I'll say this. Chris Paul is way more individually accomplished than Tony Romo is in his career. So let's get that out of the way. And he played more longevity.
What's way more accomplished?
Oh Lord.
Like way more individual accolades than Tony Romo has as a quarterback.
We gotta research that.
There's nothing to research, bro. Tony Romo doesn't have an MVP.
And then football is a physical sport. Basketball ain't. So you can last a little bit longer in basketball.
I mean, you brought up Tony Romo, not me. But
that's I mean, you said he's played longer, but that's because basketball is not a physical sport.
Again, I didn't bring up Tony Romo, so you telling me all this stuff.
All right, so check this out. So Chris Paul, well, we'll start with Stockton, just going back, diverging to Stockton. Stockton, all-time leader, 15,806 assists. Chris Paul is 4,706 assists behind him. Why did I say all the numbers to make it confusing? I don't know, forgive me. But John Stockton is at 15,806 assists, and Chris Paul sits right at 11,100 assists. I don't think
at number 2 or number 3.
At number 3, Jason Kidd at 12,000 assists at number 2 all time.
2. Okay, yeah, and J Kidd is. Damn, I forgot about J Kidd.
Bro, I said that. I was just like, bro, like y'all talking about like floor general. Like I hear people talk about J Kidd dominating the game and not even scoring.
That's true, and he was a very good rebounding guard as well.
Like you're dominating this game and you're not scoring, J Kidd.
Like I forget about J Kidd, and J Kidd got a championship,
and he went to go get one with Dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like
and he beat Bron.
Like
they beat Bron.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
however you want to splice it, man. A win is a win.
Bron really beat himself because he choked.
J Kidd is up there, 1010%.
Well, there you go. That's the five right there. Magic, Isaiah.
Curry.
Kidd,
That's just you
Steph.
can just that's
Damn,
just
you
a
know
filler.
what? I don't know if Chris Paul getting that five.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because like, think about it, right?
Sorry.
He top 10 for sure.
How do you want to like? Because
Yeah.
like, how are you going to
Hands
categorize?
know.
down.
How are you going to categorize
Nah, he top 10 for sure.
Kyrie? Is we gonna say I put him over there with the twos in that AI bracket or that Gilbert Arenas bracket, or like do we keep him?
I do
Gilbert
consider
Arenas oh no, he was a two.
I do consider Kyrie like a combo guard, bro. Like
Gilbert
he's
Arenas is a point guard.
definitely 1 and 2. It just depended on the lineup that day, on what he was gonna be running at. But he's probably noted down as an actual point guard. That's his position, but he's definitely not a pass first point guard. He is about a bucket, which I'm completely okay with.
Like,
We got because now
if you can make up for the assists and get other people open with a 40 ball, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's no debate at all about Chris Paul being top 10.
Yeah, that's no
but
debate.
He's
that's
definitely better
that's
at his job. He's
that's
definitely better at his job than Tony Romo was at his football job. Maybe not his announcing career, but his football job for sure.
All right, so top 10. I still think that's debatable. I still think he squeezes maybe 10.
I don't think there's 10 other point guards in NBA history that's better than Chris Paul. That's just my opinion, bro. Being a floor general, being a scorer, like I said, having a holistic all-around game, especially defensively as well. When you look up Chris Paul accolades, bro, the man is accomplished. Multiple-time All-Star, right? Multiple first-team All NBAs. You know, he made the 75, the anniversary team. And then, like you said, he's third all time in assists.
So I'm gonna be.
Is Dame a point guard?
Yeah, Dame is definitely a point guard. He's a true point.
He is. He's a scoring. He's a score first point guard. He's definitely not looking to pass. Now, as of recently, he's become a better passer, and especially this year, I think this may be one of his highest assist averaging years ever.
And that's come with
having a holistic and a better team around him, having people to pass the ball to.
So is Chris Paul better than Gary Payton?
Would I take CP over GP? Would I take CP over GP?
I'll take CP.
I'll take CP over. I'll take CP over Gary. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would.
He has offensive.
We're talking Miami, Gary Payton, or we're talking about Seattle.
We talking about GP in his prime.
Yeah, we talking about Chris Paul in his prime, and Gary Payton in his prime.
Oh, sheesh. That's tough.
Offensive, I mean, I don't see too much of him bringing to the offensive table. Defense, he got locked down.
Bro, Chris Paul in his prime getting buckets over really anybody, bro. And I seen that up close, bro. My dad took me to a Hornets game, bro, and I got to see it up close. I didn't even think the nigga had 20 and 10 just watching the game. Even as a young kid, I'm like, ain't no way. I'm thinking about it, and then I seen the stats at the end of the game. I'm like, bro, how this nigga end up with like 24 and 12? I didn't even see it. Like, it was just so natural.
It's in the flow. It's
in the flow.
And just out of respect, I know people try to, look at him different to say he's not a winner, but just out of respect, it's not a conversation. It's not a true conversation if like Russ isn't even like mentioned.
Honestly, it's a lot of people I forget. So yeah,
bro,
you definitely point guard is probably the most diverse position in regards to categories on a basketball court because you have so many different type of point guards, right? You got your pass first, floor general, get the teammates in position, and in the right spot. No, love Chauncey, but no.
Russell reserve. I give him a reserve on the team.
I gotta put Westbrook top 10, bro. Okay, so look. Top 5.
Was Penny Hardaway a point guard or a 2?
Definitely a 2. Did he play the 1? Yes, but he's
Combo, that's where it get
combo guard. That's where it get iffy at. That's where it get iffy at, bro. Because it's like these guys who are combo guards.
Because here's this, like, and this may not
is James Harden a point guard? No,
right? And here's this. We may not try to put it in like that top 5 ilk, but like Steve Nash, like was Steve Nash not one of the most premier floor generals like we've ever seen?
I'm so pissed off that they let this man win 2 MVPs, bro.
Yes, but yeah, true indeed.
While Kobe was literally had the league in a headlock. he literally stole an MVP from Kobe that year.
Yeah, man. Sedacious just went off. I hope his phone didn't die because I want to read off these accolades between Chris Paul and Tony Romo.
We will wait on that. We will wait on that. Because this dude think Tony Romo is the best shit since iced cubes and sliced bread.
You know what type of time he been. This is my quarterback. My quarterback. The end. All right, now Sedacious is supposed to come back on, so we're gonna act like we didn't even do this. We're gonna act like we didn't do this, okay? So we're just gonna act normal.
Act natural, so
yeah. We waiting on you, Dacious.
Whenever you ready, nigga.
I'm ready.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we was about to.
Are you though?
We was about to do the accolades before you had logged off. All right, so we'll do Chris Paul's first. Chris Paul, 12-time All-Star, 6-time Steel Champ, All Rookie, his rookie year, 9-time All Defensive Team, NBA 75th Anniversary Team, 5-time not All-Star, 5-time Assist Champ, 11-time All NBA, 2005 Rookie of the Year, and 2012-2013 All-Star MVP. Those are all of Chris Paul's accolades. Now, Tony Romo's.
It's pretty polished and accomplished to me.
Tony Romo accomplishments. Here we go. 4-time Pro Bowl. That's it.
Okay, I'm sorry. What are we doing again?
No, I know y'all was talking about the accomplishments compared to Chris Paul and Tony Romo.
Accomplishments up against Tony Romo's accomplishments in his field. Like I said, definitive fact is proven. It's not cute. Let's not do that. Those are facts. Those are raw numbers that tell a story of the truth. Mm-hmm. And the truth of the matter is, Chris Paul way better at his job than Tony Romo was at his. And I don't think that's a slight to Tony Romo. Like I said, at a time, it was a few years in the league where Tony Romo was considered, potentially maybe a top 5 quarterback, but no one ever saw Tony Romo as the best quarterback in the league. No year he was in the league, ever. Right. He's a good player, though.
So let me ask you this. What behooves you to...
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, no, keep going.
No, what is it? What you have to say? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was comparing Tony Romo's... I was comparing Tony Romo's accomplishments to Dak Prescott's.
Please do. Let's hear this.
So Tony Romo, obviously 4-time Pro Bowler. Dak Prescott, 2-time Pro Bowler, and the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, and also he's the 2022 Nickelodeon Valuable Player.
Yeah, we're not gonna count Nickelodeon.
I just wanted to do that just for giggles. But I don't continue your rant, Sedacious, but at the end of it, I want to know from you if you think obviously TBD with however Dak Prescott's career continues to progress as a Cowboy, but if you think Tony Romo or Dak is better in whatever your rebuttal was about to be.
I actually don't have one. I actually passed the witness. I'm good.
So you don't have anything to say about the Chris Paul and Tony Romo thing. But would you agree
No,
that Chris Paul is better at his job than Tony
that
Romo
that
was
that
at his?
that's something I wasn't as serious about as clearly you guys are. So no, I don't care.
We just want to make a point. We just want to make a point, bro.
Clearly, y'all did. Y'all made your point. Are we good now?
I just don't be no. I just be
I said it was
saying
cute.
like,
I mean, are we still gonna harp on it or what's up?
no. We're not talking about it no more. But what I am talking about is just this cloak of invincibility that you like to place on Tony Romo. But I think it's a defense mechanism because as a Cowboys fan, you probably find yourself in conversation having to defend him a lot without much merit or much really ground to stand on to do it.
Not true.
But I
Not true. I don't talk about Tony Romo at all, but with you guys.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if you've ever had a random conversation or, you be talking to friends, family, or coworkers alike, and, I'm pretty sure that conversation has come up, maybe not every year or whatever the case, but it's come up a time in your life to where you've had to stand on that stand and defend Tony. But all I'm saying is, brother, to the Cowboys, he's a hero, which is fine. But to the rest of the world, he was
so my
good.
question is, so this is something I just said. I was just like, hey, we just sound like me talking about Tony Romo. It was actually a dig on me. And now we're here still in the episode talking about Chris Paul and Tony Romo. I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay, so your feelings is hurt. Okay. We can move on.
And then that happens, and then that happens, and all of a sudden I'm in my feelings because I just asked why.
Well, you did make the insertion that you would like to hear Chris Paul's accolades up to Tony Romo's. You did do that, and right before we was getting to that, you lost connection.
Yeah.
So that was prolonged as we waited for you to get on for us to do that. And once you got on, then we did that, and here we are.
Okay, so after this, I'll stand corrected once we do this episode and we watch it back, and I say out of my mouth that I requested to hear Chris Paul's accolades up against Tony Romo's accolades.
You definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, me personally, I don't think that that's something that I would want. But if that's the case, I will stand corrected once we get into that episode, and we'll see.
You definitely called for this shit.